Roll call. Senator Dow.
Here.
Yes. Senator Thompson. Senator Good. Here. Senator Frame. Here. So here?
Yeah, here.
Senator Johnson. Senator Kintan.
Here.
Senator Warner.
Here.
Senator Collins isn't here yet, right? Senator Cronk.
Here.
Senator Hebert.
Here.
Senator Bob.
Present.
Senator Samoa. Senator Ball.
Right here.
Senator Breslow. Senator Dominguez.
Here.
Senator Imtiaz.
Right here.
Senator Zizi. Senator Christensen.
Here.
Senator Hoja. Senator Nelson.
Here.
Senator Ramsey.
Here.
Senator Landis. Here. Senator Starr. Here. Senator Vega. Senator Cronin.
Here.
Senator Hogan Fleming. Senator Schmidt.
Here.
Senator Trenny. Senator Whitty.
Here.
President Abdulaziz.
Present. There you are.
Vice President Kramer. Here. All right. Is there anybody here to speak for open forum? Great. Anything for the agenda? John?
Mr. Speaker, do the minutes and the agenda need to actually reflect the declaration of the vacancy of the position that you now hold so that can be officially filled next week?
That's a good point. So, neither John or myself can recommend a motion. Senator Whitty?
Making a motion to add vacancy of speaker onto the agenda, please.
Seconded by Senator Trenny. Is there any dissent to adding speaker, which would be for the next week? What's that, the 24th? 25th? So put on your agenda the vacancy. Is there any dissent to adding that? You know dissent? So moved. Make sure to indicate that. Vacancy on the 25th for the speaker for the 86th. Is there anything else for the agenda? Is there any dissent to approving the agenda? No dissent? So moved. Officer reports, President Abdulaziz.
Perfect. Hello. Welcome to the last Senate. So, I have three things for my last Senate report. The first one is, I'd just like to say for people who delegates, first of all, thank you. Today during the Board of Trustees meeting, the 7 initiatives that we actually came up with, they still presented them to the Board of Trustees as initiatives that we're working on for next year. So, that goes to show the things that we really do add delegates, really do matter. They're reflected, they're shown to the Board of Trustees that these are things that we're working on at a systems level. The second one, the second one is we have an April Senator of the Month. So, this Senator of the Month is Dave MTS. So speaking to my point, Dave it's been one of those things where Dave's actually been a really, really great senator throughout the course of the entire year. And what has kind of thrown me over the edge this month was the fact that he was working on the response monitor thing kind of behind the scenes versus what he's been telling us. He's been contacting the
CCIS department chair.
CIS department chair where they're actually communicating in terms of the chairs giving back response and why this monitor is something that they plan to do, but reasons why they're kind of skeptical to it as well, and maybe opening that dialogue, and it's something that he's going to keep working on far past Senate. And with that, he also done a lot of the transportation and parking committee. So with that, that's why he won Senate. And then, lastly, I don't know, I just want to say thank you all for a great year. It was amazing. Thank you all. That's it. I yield.
Are there any questions for President Abdulaziz? Next is Vice President Kramer.
I just want to apologize for being out last week. Stuff and school and everything kind of got the best of me. I would like to thank you all for a great year, and I hope to see you all at inauguration.
Are there any questions for Vice President Kramer? For my own report, thank you again. I've had to, you as a Senate have been very good. I've had to gavel very little because you've been very good at waiting and respecting each other's time while speaking. And so I think our meetings went very effectively. Also, many of you took the initiative to work with the other committees rather than just like continually bringing stuff up that should have been done in committee. So, and that's kind of the work of a lot of other people as well, but good job to all of you. So it's been a great year and I have really enjoyed working with all of you. Are there any questions for me? All right. We will move to Senator reports. Senator Friend, you're up first.
Hello, everyone. So my report is basically starting out with a recap on what I did report on last time, which was
the microphone a little closer.
Turn it on.
It is on. It is on.
There you go.
All right. So my report is about first about how I was working on the tobacco policy a few weeks ago. I have been reaching out to other schools such as South Central and Winona. Winona in particular is having kind of the same issue we are. But I want to jump into something else too that I've been trying to work on. The coupon book that we are all, our freshmen in particular, are all given at the beginning of the year by the reporter. I understand that they are giving those to upperclassmen as well, but not as much emphasized as freshmen are. And I just want to start kind of an initiative to get that more available to upperclassmen because they seem to be the ones who would use more of the coupons, meaning that they have more cars and accessible to go around the city more than freshmen do, because most of them don't have cars to go. But yeah, I've been kind of working on that, so if anybody's in here, or there's a lot of people in here that are going to be on the next Senate, if you could take that into consideration for work for next year, thank you.
Questions for Senator Frank? All right, Senator Dominguez.
Okay, hi. Wait, is it on?
It's on.
Awesome.
It says we were really close to it.
Okay, you can take it.
Turn it off.
It's off. It's off. Okay. So it's off. So yeah, as I mentioned before, one of the projects that I wanted to make happen was to bring an immigration attorney to campus for the benefit of the students, domestic students and international students. So there was a potential lead, and that didn't really follow through because the individual is no longer working in Minnesota. They moved to California, so then that kind of fell through. But I met with John earlier, a few weeks ago, to kind of discuss the options. There's a lot of logistics that need to be talked about still, like the funding and like if this person will be like coming, how often they will be coming to campus, if at all. So John kind of mentioned to kind of partner with like the community of Mankato and like to reach out to the Southern Minnesota Volunteer Attorney Program, and I'll kind of yield to John to kind of talk about that because he made a phone call before.
Sure. While we were visiting, there is a legal aid program that has an office down at the place downtown, not the Civic Center, but the Mankato Place Mall. So there's a legal services office that's there. There's part of what's called Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services. And we asked about the availability of an attorney, and they said that there is not one in the area, and there's not one who visits the area either. There's actually a vacancy for that position that they've been unable to fill. They referred us to a St. Paul office, and that's kind of where we are right now. We called St. Paul, and they have some attorneys who work in that area up in St. Paul, and the conversation is to determine whether or or not we could get somebody to either visit here on a periodic basis or to be available to handle stuff. A lot of the questions could be handled via a Skype session or a Google Hangout session or something like that. So that's what we're working, and the issues that we're looking at needing to be addressed are for several different populations of students, whether it's our own students who are studying abroad, whether it's our own domestic students studying abroad, whether it's international students with visa questions, or whether it might be dreamers who we have in our campus community. So these are just some of the student populations that need immigration help, but there's also a need in the community too. So that's kind of where we are right now, is trying to find out what that option is with the St. Paul office, and if there's not an option to go there, do we then reach out and contract with somebody to be somebody who would provide those consultations for our students on a more limited contract basis than the existing student attorneys. So the fact of the matter is there's just not an attorney in our area who deals with issues of immigration. That's where we are. So if we do need to go out for a contract and have somebody who's providing those consultations, whether it be monthly or quarterly or a couple times a semester or whatever it may be, we can work with several offices on campus, Study Abroad and Away, Kearney International Center, possibly Multicultural Affairs, to see who can help partner to make that happen here on our campus. So that's where the conversation sits right now.
And I mean, where I'm at right now too is like I want to meet with Lupe Quintero. She works for Institutional Diversity. She's a community partnership person, so I kind of want to reach out to her because she knows a lot of people, and she might know people from the cities who may be interested in coming down here and doing some work here. So that is to be continued, but it is something that I'll be pursuing next year too, and hopefully over the summer too. I'll be looking into that too because there is a need on campus, and I think it is important that we have it. So. So that's to be continued, but hopefully next year we'll actually see it happen. So that is all.
Senator Dominguez? Thank you very much. Senator Pope will not be here today. Senator Saar?
Okay, how you guys doing? My Senate report is basically based off a meeting that me and the Director of Security had, Sandy. We met, I think, about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, one of my friends during finals week wanted to walk home. She lives in Summit, and she called for security to walk her home. And security was like, he cannot go to Summit because she stayed at Summit, even though they do go to Stadium Heights. So which is along the way. So in my mind, I'm like, that makes no sense. Basically, if someone is to go to Stadium Heights, you're gonna go through Summit anyways. So if someone has to live in Summit, you might as well walk them off. So me and Sandy, basically the proposition I brought to her was about basically creating a radius to which the security can or cannot go to. So she said apparently before people used to walk, security used to walk people off campus, but they stopped it. She said she was gonna find out why, and she'll get back to me about it. There she is. She'll get to me about it. She probably will tell me after this meeting about what the guy has to say. She also gave different options to which we can figure out the problem, because people normally don't feel safe walking home. And this only happens probably during around finals week, because a lot of people stay till late during final week to study. So she did mention an app, I forgot the name of the app, where you can, so basically a group of people can register. So if you're going out, it informs them where you're gonna go, and they can check where you are. She said we can also use the app in a broader base, as in have security check over it as well. That's one thing we are looking to. Probably it might not go through by the end of this semester, but however, we are putting it in the book that we're leaving for the next semester. I spoke to Monica about that, so it would be there. So whoever is going to be on student affairs or off-campus senator can pick it up from there. Other than that, with that, you, any questions? Done? Bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so this is just kind of an update on what I talked about last time. I'm still working on the project where we're trying to get more Mankato and living resources to incoming graduate students at MSU. I've been working with a few different housing agencies in Mankato as well as the Department of Graduate Studies, kind of seeing what bridges we need to cross and what we need to do to get there. That's an ongoing project that is going to take a while, but is also part of a group that Senator Cronk and I will be sitting on throughout this summer, the Graduate Enrollment Management and Graduate Assistantship Plan and Group, long title. I will personally be on the Graduate Enrollment Committee, and Senator Cronk will be on the Graduate Assistant Committee. And this is a semester-long thing with different meetings, different work, where this project I've kind of been working on will sort of be incorporated in that, but also supported by that. So it's kind of its own project, but it's to cross those bridges, this is part of it. If I explained that well. So that's kind of what we're working on. That's the update. This is a new work group. We just met for the first time on April 12th, and our next meeting is on May 3rd. So, yeah.
Are there any questions? Thank you very much for your report.
Okay, hi, I'm Erica Thompson. I'm an Allied Health and Nursing Senator. So yesterday we had our last meeting for Maverick Adventures. That was really cool. We had more people show up, so that was super sweet. It might be because we had tacos, but I don't know. Can you guys hear me well? No? Not really? All right, so. Yeah, I can. I'm just being stupid. Okay, so that was really great, and I'm excited to be in that again next year and continue with that. Some of the things we've been working on, well, the Allied Health and Nursing Student Advisory Board, I haven't talked to you guys in a while, I haven't had a senator report in a while, but one of the last meetings that we had, got to look at the anatomage table. I know I had mentioned that previously, to like go look at it for the next meeting, but we actually got to look at them, and it was the coolest thing in my life. We have 2 on campus. Another community college, I want to say, in Minnesota has the other one, but basically it's where you can scan in a body and then look at that person's every nerve fiber, every single muscle, every single bone that they have, and it's a real life person. Well, not anymore, but y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, so for Maverick Adventures, the caving that we had scheduled for last Saturday was canceled because of Snowmageddon, and it is rescheduled to this Saturday. It is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and there's still 2 spots. Joe, yes? There are still 2 spots available, so if any of y'all want to go caving, hit me up. It's going to be cool. Then, Joe, can I yield to you about the Great Maverick Adventures?
Sorry.
Okay. Well, there's this thing called the Great Maverick Adventure going on, and that's on April 26th. That's Thursday of next week, and it's basically like the Amazing Race. If you guys have ever seen that, there's teams of 3. There's 10 different stations all around campus, and you will go as a team and just go to all these different stations, and you get a prize at the end. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm really looking forward to next year, and thank you for the re-election. That's it. Cool. Thanks. How you? Oh my God, wait. Hi. We need volunteers for the Great Maverick Adventure as well. Sorry. If you guys want to do that, that'd be cool. Hit me up about that as well. Great. Thanks. Bye.
Senator Monroe is not here, is he?
No.
All right, that does conclude our officer reports. Is there anything for new business? Seeing nothing for new business, we'll move into the announcements. Senator Crespo.
So next week
on Tuesday, we'll be going to the Minnesota Zoo with the Lincoln Community Center. We are looking for 15 students to go. I believe we have 12 spots left, so still plenty of room. We'll be leaving at around 8 a.m. and then coming back around 2 p.m. And basically the entire day is going to be, we'll be paired up with a group of 5 students from the Lincoln Community Center, and we'll just be walking around the Minnesota Zoo and interacting with them. You'll probably be helping them out with English, like reading signs, that sort of thing. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great way to get some experience with diversity, and it will count for cultural contribution hours if that's a thing that you're concerned about. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in attending that. You can reach me through Facebook, in person. I'll probably pass around a piece of paper now if you're interested. And yeah, next Tuesday. It's going to be a fun time. Thank you.
John?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's been a pleasure working with the 85th MSSA, soon to be officially student government. Please be sure that you connect with the people who are going to be taking over your roles after you. Transition is important, and it's always good to be able to give advice, and or if you're new to a role, to receive advice. So working with student groups every year, we hear, I didn't get transition. Y'all can help make sure that that happens a little bit better than we might have seen before. There's always room to improve on it. So, a couple of business items, just an event announcement. April 30th, Monday, April 30th, basically 10 to 11:30, but we'll open the line a little early probably. But 10 to 11:30, late night breakfast in the CSU, so come join us for that. And then I'd also like to defer to Amber, if I could, for her to remind the senators what still needs to be done if they're going to get their stipend. What do they need to turn into you and all that kind of good stuff. So,
binders.
yes.
I believe that's all I can think about right now, but I'll send out an email on Friday.
So until you get all that stuff in, your stipends will not be processed. So please be sure that you pay attention to those messages from Amber. So thank you.
Senator Grimtiz?
I'm not sure if it's an announcement or not, but I'm just letting the Senate body know that tomorrow I'll be having the last meeting with ITS about the bus tracking application we're going to have, and this will be the last information that we're going to give to us before the next Senate starts, so that we can get a good information about what we're expecting in fall. I can't really conclude right now what we're expecting in fall, because I have to notify you guys after the meeting, which will take place maybe next week. I will come here as a non-senator position guy and might report about it. But yeah, I'm just letting you know that I'm having a meeting tomorrow with them, and I'll be able to tell you about what's happening. Thanks.
Senator Hebert?
Okay, so tonight is Bring a Friend to Handball Night, which is just an event where people who are already on the team bring friends, like you guys, just to kind of see what handball is, check it out, stuff like that. It's at 7 p.m. tonight, so I know you guys have meetings and other stuff going on, but it is tonight, 7 p.m. In the racquetball handball court area. And then another thing, I know I talk about handball a lot. It is a human performance class. It does count towards a human performance credit. So if you guys are looking to register for classes, that's what you're kind of missing. I highly recommend it because I coach it. So.
Senator Good?
Yeah, so I just kind of want to reiterate a little bit on, we need about, I know we had a couple volunteers for the Great Maverick Adventure. It is from 2 to 5. A couple of you signed up already. A couple people from the committee signed up already. I think we need about 4 to 7 more, but if we need 4 more. Dope. Okay, so yeah, if you're free and you want to, basically all you'll be doing is standing at a checkpoint, make sure they're not cheating. And part of this is to give people a look at campus and what campus has to offer, including what's available now through like renting and climbing the wall and like different activities you can do, which is important for Maverick Adventures to do. And so yeah, if you have questions or anything, talk to Joe, Eric, or I. You missed out on tacos, we didn't come, so that sucks. But thanks to those that did. Hopefully the tacos were good, because they were from Taco John's. And I also, if it's okay, I'd like to give a little special shout out to Amber for everything you did for us this year. Yeah, so thanks for that. That wasn't an announcement, but thank you.
So yesterday the Constitution Commission convened again to get the last final things with the name change done. Griffin was kind enough to do most of the heavy lifting there and change all the MSSA and Association and Minnesota State Student Associations to student government. So that should be officially processed soon. It'll be up on the website, and long live student government.
All hail. Senator Warner.
Okay, so thank you to everyone that came or signed up for Relay. I had a lot of fun. I played volleyball for a good 3 hours straight, and a lot of other people did, so it was really fun. And I don't know the exact numbers, but we sold a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches, which added to our total. So it ended up a little over $200, I think, that we raised for Relay as a team. So thank you to everybody.
Senator Ruelas?
I had a question about the student government stuff, but is there an update on the logo? Can we talk about that?
Nothing that I know of at all. That would be more of a PR question. They're doing that.
Any further announcements?
The Student Union Board is having their annual petting zoo and food next Wednesday. The petting zoo is from 11 to 2 o'clock out on the plaza. It looks like the weather might make it for us. And then we'll have free hot dogs, chips, and Pepsi as well that the Union Board folks will be helping to hand out and help out on that. John had mentioned about the late night breakfast, but I also want to remind folks during finals week we always have, we'll be having massages, free massages, 10-minute massages on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The sign up will be on the door down the hall here. I'm not sure what door we have, but you can sign up the day of. So those massages are free. And also we'll be having pet therapy on Monday like we typically do too during finals week. And on behalf of the CSU student activities, I want to thank everybody for a great year. For those folks that are graduating, I hope you always know that you have a home at the CSU and the university. For those that are returning, you'll always have a home here as well. And again, if there's anything that we can do for you throughout now and the end of the year or next year, you know where my door is, and you know where to find us. I'm not just speaking for myself, but for my staff as well too. So thanks for a great year. We appreciate all you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Ogunflami.
Okay, so next Thursday, BMW is having a rock climbing meeting. It's rock climbing pretty much, but just with music and it's chill. It's from 4 to 6 in the Myers Field House. Please come through. You don't have to be black or a woman. You can just be someone who likes to rock climb. So come support. There'll be food. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So come.
President of Abilities.
Yeah, I just want to say lastly, we will be having a banquet. It will be on April 29th at 5 p.m. in the Heritage Room, but you're all going to be getting food up to that. So, look out for that. See you there. We're going to be handing out awards and you want
What time is the banquet?
5 p.m.
Oh, that's when the Res Light banquet is.
What time would it be at?
5. You're going to get an email about it.
Are there any other announcements? Seeing no announcements, we'll move into roll call. Senator Thompson. Here. Senator Dow. Here. Senator Good. Here. Senator Frame. Here. Senator Johnson. Here. Senator Kintan. Here. Senator Collis. Senator Warner.
Here.
Senator Cronk.
Here.
Senator Hebert.
Here.
Senator Bob.
Present.
Senator Small. Senator Paul. Here. Senator Pesco.
Here.
Senator Dominguez.
Here.
Senator Imtiaz.
One last time, here.
Senator Peachy.
Yes.
Senator Christensen.
Here.
Senator Pope. Senator Hoja. Senator Nelson.
Here.
Senator Ramsey.
Here.
Senator Landis. Here. Senator Dussar. Senator Vega. Senator Vega. Senator Cronin.
Here.
Senator Ogunflami.
Here.
Senator Schmidt.
Here.
Senator Trini. Here. Senator Woody. Here. President Abdulaziz. Vice President Kramer.
Here.
Speaker Nolan. 29. Leave now. To the inauguration. It's mandatory. You must go.